For the record, today is May 6, 2014. Madam Secretary, can we have a roll call of all members present?
Present. Jane Kelly, Tasha Nikolakopoulos, Bernice Brooks, Jay Fenton for the Parking Department, Robert Stillion. Absent is Corey Jackson, and I believe Jamie Cerulli is on her way.
Okay, thank you. At this time, reading of the last meeting minutes. Anybody has any chance to review them or any discussion on the meeting minutes, any changes?
I contacted Mary with mine.
Okay, this time I'd like to make, do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a
meeting?
motion to approve the meeting
Do we
minutes.
have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye. Discussion? All in favor say
Aye.
aye. All opposed, no. All right, motion moved. All right, first item on the agenda is a financial report. I'd like to welcome back Mr. Fenton. Jay, welcome back.
Thank you. Why don't we start with
Sorry I'm late.
Hello,
thank you.
smile.
I know.
You're
The revenue through
You're late if I do.
April, this year to date, we've gotten about $234,272.91. There's 2 months left to the year.
So do we have copies of that so we can follow with you or no?
No, but if you want, I'll make them and send them to you.
Yeah, next time we should just have copies for everybody.
Okay.
Financials.
Do you want me to see if I can make some CD?
You can do that, please. No, but you can still
Do
continue.
we
Jay.
have any unmarked ones?
Of that?
Yeah. Can you call that?
You can get them.
I remember we made a point that at every meeting we should have a copy for everybody to review the financials as we go along.
Okay, I would have done that.
Jay, do you want me to fold it?
No. I
can fold this up.
Is this what you have? No.
Well, let's continue the meeting right now.
Okay, I'll get them to you.
All that.
No, this isn't it.
Just- Maybe you can call us this and we'll get the 10 up. The Andrew Street lot is doing better than Andrew Street last year to date, for the same 10 months. The total, however, the 234,000 is actually down this year, 10 months compared to last year, but there's only a couple $1,000 difference, and that will be more than made up in the months of May and June when those numbers come in. So I'm not gonna take a stab at what it will be, but it probably should be 30, 60, maybe 60,000 more than what I just reported to you of the 234,000.
So year to date now.
Year to date, 10 months now,
Mhm.
is the $234,000 figure. And as I say, the industry lot, 10 months year to date, is doing better than the industry lot
year to date.
last year, 10 months year to date. Okay. And I suspect that will continue, and then once we get a full year, you're gonna be able to tell much better on that one lot. What the
Right,
difference
well, the one
was.
lot is the one that's most
The
important.
one lot prior to a change
To us now.
and after the change.
And that's not the whole time of the kiosk. The kiosks come in part 2 that year.
Right. Which
Yeah, they
means
came
when we
in
automate
September,
the other
right?
lots, it will go way up.
It should, well,
Hopefully.
you know,
That was-
assuming that it will follow suit with the other lots, I would suspect to some degree that will happen. The reason why it's not ahead of last year, in my opinion, 10 months year to date, is because we've lost a business in the Buffum Street lot.
Okay.
Why do you suspect that?
Nice.
Well, for no other reason, also the monthly parkers. Remember, we cut them down,
There's a business that's gone,
so,
right? That's what you meant.
right,
Okay.
so from that standpoint, it doesn't surprise me that the number. Normally, I would expect that this year, 10 months year to date would be higher than last year's 10 months year to date. But as I say, it's down a couple $1,000, and I think that's the reason why.
Makes sense.
So,
Because we didn't have a lot of tenants.
I have some other financial numbers, but it's never been clear to me exactly what you want, because it's, as I said, it's the parking department in total as opposed to.
Right, I like, when I ask financials, I like to know comparison from month to month, from last year to, year to year. I thought with the automation on Andrew Street, I thought there would be an increase in funds on Andrew Street.
There is.
There is.
There is. I can give you those 10-month comparisons.
Okay, but it's hard for me to listen to numbers, I have to actually look at them, so,
Okay.
for the I like the
Why
copy
why
that.
don't you call downstairs?
Well, you
and
know what,
ask them for
the
10
comptroller's office has a
Oh,
great and accurate report that I like it to come from the comptroller's office, if that's possible.
Okay, here it is. But it's not gonna give you, I think, the detail that you're asking
No,
for.
this,
Okay,
this isn't.
Okay. It's in summary.
can I see what you have there?
July, yes, this is 10 months, year to date. And the number doesn't match, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
I think you're talking about the individual report that Steve Spencer gave us,
Mhm.
of the individual accounts.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
Exactly,
Like,
the individual account, this is not what we had at the last I think it was the last meeting we had an individual report.
it was on that one,
I didn't see it. I wasn't here.
right. It was the one that we questioned those, amounts on.
Oh,
I
okay.
gave you the copy of it.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
it look
I
like?
looked all that up when I went down that night. I honestly have never seen
Steve
that
Spencer
before.
provided it?
Yep.
Well, we can just,
We should
for
have.
future,
we should
Mary
have
got
It
that
was the last-
Mary got all that documentation, she does have it downstairs.
Yeah.
What those expenses were things that were approved by the last, she actually looked, I was there when she was doing it, she actually looked up the minutes. They were approved by the last off-street parking commission to take the money out of there. They were to pay some
Set
various,
up the new system.
set up the new system,
and
some
pay
other
the,
things.
The management fee for the monthly management fee for the Velocim when they set up the new system.
But Mary could bring them up. We just had, I'll be honest with you, we had somebody pass away in the office, we've had an extremely tough
I
month.
haven't.
That's
remembered that.
understandable.
Mary has it all done, but
I
she
have
might,
Right.
oh, you have it with you?
And there was a salary, I think, was his salary?
That was Ray, and that was included in it, because he set up, Jay can explain that better than I can. When we set up when we got the Velocim system, what Ray did for that system.
he helped us set the whole thing up and
Yeah.
get it up and running. And he receives an ongoing, he's not an employee.
Who's contracted?
He's contract, and he does both the old parking ticket system and the new one, Velocim. He maintains both of those. But I don't think that's what you're.
No, but the original fund, what was the cause? What,
If you're talking about the original fund, it's not on here. Because this is simply a statement of receipts and disbursements. The old fund was generated by the sale of the lot.
the lot. And
Suffolk Street lot.
the commission ruled at that time that money was meant for what purpose?
Well, I.
Original,
I was gonna answer myself. You answer.
okay. Originally, Tasso, they were saying that they wanted it restricted for capital expenditures. Okay, but then they approved certain expenditures, okay, and as we know now, it's not restricted by this board.
I believe that we voted to change it.
Yes,
So
you
that's
did.
why I was
That's why I said
surprised
it's
to
not
see
restricted.
other funds coming out, cause I thought that we changed the account status. We changed it from capital improvements only. This
From
board.
capital improvements.
Yes, this
and
board
it's
did,
to unrestricted.
yes, to unrestricted.
Right, and that's where it stands right now.
So that's why I didn't understand
This
the,
happened post, this expenditure.
After the last meeting, Miss Wright and me went downstairs, she pulled out the minute books, she saw the minutes of them, she actually compared everything up, so they were voted from the old off-street, there are minutes, Mary has all that stuff. One thing about Mary, when she takes minutes, they're good.
and that was the only confusion that I think that we had, was because we believed
Correct,
that the
Mary?
account was a capital improvements only account, until we voted that we could make it unrestricted. So that's why we were curious as to
Mary's
why.
meeting minutes are not in question here, it's just that we
Well-
were, you know,
But the board did vote on it, Tasso, so that's
Okay.
why they spent the money.
So that was the only reason we were questioning it.
okay, and
because
that's
we-
clarified, that's, I think
Right.
that's,
But the reason that this whole thing came up is because that's the setup that Tasta was asking for, the individual accounts and what's drawn on it. So it would be the accounts for,
The restricted account,
yes,
that's what.
and
the
what's drawn on it,
restricted
that's
account.
what.
Oh, we can make sure you have a.
But that's very essential.
Financial
That's-
accounting,
Right.
that's one account though.
Because
but
we
that's
are
very
drawing
essential.
from it now.
We are drawing from it.
Yes,
So
we are.
that's why he'd like to see it.
And
We
the
are.
reason for that, it brings us to, I wanna go to our next,
Are you also looking for a breakdown of the lots, comparison year to year, or no?
Yes.
The
yes,
income?
yes,
Yes.
So you're looking for both?
that as well.
Alright, for both.
Well, to have a full picture, you would
Well,
need both.
yeah.
What comes in and
But
what
we're
goes
gonna go
out.
into relining and repaving, where's that money gonna come from?
From that restricted
So
account.
that's why we need to see what money's being drawn out of there. And-
But you also wanna see what we're taking in every month
Yes.
versus a year ago.
Right.
Fiscal to fiscal.
Mhm.
Okay, again, I didn't have the benefit of seeing that, but I would say to you, and I think Mary, I'm safe in saying this, unless there's something else I don't know about that. Whatever that number was at the last meeting that you looked at,
Mhm.
plus whatever had already been appropriated out of that account, it should be the same, because I know of nothing else that you've approved that we would have taken out of, other than the future of the relining or the
Which hasn't been
Oh,
done
the
yet.
water
so it
and
hasn't
sewer.
been
the
paid
seal
for.
The
coating.
water and
Right,
sewer
right.
reimbursements, stuff like that we did.
Right.
Those are the items that I need to see, and if we can email them to us by, I mean, if tomorrow, I'd like to review them.
The only difference in it is, the centerboard rack that I did.
No, we have the, water and sewer replacements, don't we, didn't we send that money, Mary?
Anything
No,
more?
I'm talking from the last meeting,
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's
all of
the
that
last
stuff is
meeting,
paid.
okay.
But don't we have, we didn't do anything else? No, maybe that's it.
Okay, ready to move on? Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Are there any financial line items in the parking department budget that would take care of minor incidents in the parking lots, you know?
No, off-street is separate.
It's
all
all
separate.
Okay,
Whatever off-street generates, they have their own separate fund.
okay.
And it is clouded, it took us a while to, start figuring things out, so.
The income from the lots goes into that fund
No.
also?
No,
Goes into the
no,
general fund.
goes into the general
That was
fund,
my question.
yes. That's a great
Okay.
question, that's the million-dollar question.
That's it.
Not a,
That's
That's Jane's favorite
it's not,
question.
it's not a
Question
very
for me.
good question, answer though.
No,
Yeah.
yep, it's not.
Right,
No, that's
So we will get to that,
right.
like her already.
Bob, do you wanna handle the update on the lots, or?
We actually have, United Way money is going to Lynn this year. They are actually starting Thursday, and they're gonna be maintaining the lots, which is great, because we stopped the centerboard thing in April, and, they'll be doing it, right now, probably 3 to 4 days a week. And then within, hopefully, later in this month, they'll be picking it up to 6 days a week. Because the biggest problem you have with your lots is, City Hall, I was here Saturday, and they redid the whole lawn out front. Sunday I come back for something, and the whole front lawn, after they dug it up, had all the dirt back and everything, was a mess.
Today I saw it, it's filled with trash.
It's a daily crazy
The
mess that
front
you
lawn,
pick
I'm
up.
talking at City Hall,
Yeah.
not the lots.
Yeah.
Well,
Jay's like, what?
I know,
I'm
I'm like,
embarrassed to say, but I had some pictures sent to me, and I forgot them, but, the pictures showed up to, they were dated, and I don't know where they came from, it was anonymous, about our lots. It just showed certain sections of the lots, and this is, the picture is dated April 9th. I don't think some of those lots have been cleaned for a month.
They haven't.
Because
We stopped.
the snow had melted, and the trash was still there, and when that snow melted, that means it wasn't clean before.
Yeah, we
that
stopped
snow-
in March, we haven't done anything in April because Lynn Hand's program was supposed to start up the first week
Okay,
in April.
Just for
stopped in
clarification for
March.
me, is Lynn Hand, L Hand?
Yeah.
We're talking the same thing, all right, I'm just
Yeah.
making sure.
That's the latest bill.
Okay.
for one month, and then the
So
rest
many
of them on the
nonprofits that
17th.
I can't keep straight.
So,
I
till
know what I'm
March.
talking about.
we had someone from Center Board cleaning the lots.
Yes,
All right, so why the amount of $5,000,
5,800.
$5,800?
that's from back whenever it started originally that we voted on it,
Okay, so,
which I don't have that date off the top of my head. I almost
now,
wanna say
who was in charge of this person cleaning the lots? Was it Center Board looking after
Center
it?
Board.
They weren't really checking, I don't think they were really checking if
For
they
the
did a
most
good
part,
job or not.
I was out there a lot too. I haven't been out there in a little while, again, I've had some other headaches. But the biggest problem, the Johnson Street lot was done on a Friday when I went out, because we had fence problems. I went out the next day on Saturday, the lot's a mess again. The biggest problem you have with any of the lots, you can do them today, they're a mess again tomorrow.
But if that's a recurrent problem, then we have to change the methods of cleaning up.
I don't think it's as much that as I think now when the summer program kicks into full force and they're cleaning the side streets and
Yes.
the other streets.
Right, we toured last year in the summer program.
The
and
summer
it was
program's
neat.
great, it works.
Yeah.
But what
But-
happens when the summer program ends?
But
You
I
gotta
have to
a
say
system in
that
place.
trash at Andrew Street is there every week when I'm driving my kids to school. That-
Right.
The styrofoam plates,
Yeah.
the.
So let's take a step back.
We gotta
What
go
can
after that church. We gotta go after whoever's
To
causing the
clean up
problem.
the trash,
Let's
'cause
say,
it's
we don't
there
go,
every-
well, we don't
it's
go
there
after
every week.
churches.
No, we don't, I'm just saying,
We
in our
have to
parking
go
lot,
after violators.
yes, there's a,
Okay,
And they are a violator, cause I see it every week, and I
Yeah.
take a picture of it and report it, but
now, who knows of this? Have you brought it to, record and everything?
I have talked to the organization that is a problem that is using our lot. The last time I talked to them, I told them if it keeps happening, they're not gonna be able to park in the lot.
first off, they put the bag out on the sidewalk full of food, so it's ripped open.
It's causing a problem on Andrew Street itself, it's causing a problem in the lot.
Do we have barrels on those lots?
They
No.
should have barrels,
They steal
it's
them.
I know.
their white bag
Steal.
that's going on.
The biggest
there.
problem with barrels down there,
Mhm.
Tasso,
They
Yes,
steal
you
them.
have some rooming houses down in the area,
yeah,
when there were barrels out there.
yeah, they overfilled them with their trash.
They also would take household garbage and put it out there, and
We
the
have had
heat,
trouble in front of
you'd have the
Lindsay's,
smell.
that
Yeah.
barrel,
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
brutal.
every day, it's
Okay.
gallons of
All right.
milk.
Oh, yeah.
But
The
I
only-
think-
there- Can I'll make a suggestion.
I think from what Lynn Hand is looking to do, they're starting the summer thing earlier, they're gonna finish it later. But they're also gonna be doing the streets around it, and if you get the streets cleaned, you're not gonna have as much stuff blowing in.
Now, let me
So I
ask you,
think
do
the
these
problem-
kids start on, do these kids, do they start in the morning and do they have a system of what lot they go to or
Yeah, they just go
random?
from lot to lot, or whichever
And
lot,
then do they turn back later on and come back again? Because
if
it
they can get through them all.
seems like,
It depends on how bad some of them are.
yeah, but it seems like one person on a 7-hour day can handle those lots, go around
Yeah,
sweeping.
but you're not doing a
containers.
7-hour day, in the summer you are, but not, now you're not.
We have to get someone in place when that summer program is so they can do a 7-hour day.
Well, they will be for the summer program,
But
but
after
now
that
they're
program
not.
is done,
But there'll be one single
what do we have in
person.
place after that program's done? Like, who manages it?
We
Who
just
manages the
did
lots?
scatter, we did, a few hours a week is the problem. 'Cause
That's,
the problem is you can't do, you're talking a lot of
Right.
money to do 7 hours a
So-
day at,
my question is to Jay, what do you suggest that we can, one thing we have to do is have clean lots. That's just like the
I
basic
think
principle.
Tasso, we should actually wait and go through the summer and see how this thing goes. And if Lynn Hand extends it through September,
Yeah.
October, November, we may never have a problem.
Okay,
And then we gotta talk to them, maybe talk to Lynn Hand about spending it through October.
the summer program works. I
But it's
am
not
aware
just
of
gonna be a summer program with Lynn Hand, they're actually
Okay.
extending it this year.
that. Okay, and that money's being paid out of what?
United Way, Lynn Hand is taking care of that. So right now, the benefit of it, that's
Doesn't
why
cost us.
I wanted to get away from Center Board, it's no cost to us on this.
Okay.
And Center Board is a great organization, there's nothing against changing it from them, it's just there's a very good cost factor of not paying anything for us.
I understand, my suggestion previously was to the Andrew Street lot, we have to look at cameras.
I don't disagree. And it's
I
not
think
just,
it's a great investment. I think it's a deterrent for a lot of things.
it's not just Andrew, it'd be good if you had them on Buffalo for a deterrent for the neighbors who are parking there.
Right,
We
you have
do
to
have
start
downtown
somewhere though, you have to
residents.
start somewhere, and, I'd like to get, the commission's opinion, it's something to contemplate till the next meeting. I wanna discuss it again. Cameras is not a bad thing, and even in Johnson Street here, they have a lot of theft.
Well, who's gonna look at those cameras?
We could have,
Oh, who will look at these?
That's a
Who
good
will
question.
review them?
It'll be either one or two people, it'll be either police, or I would say, park department.
And
I'd
how
be
often?
surprised if the police would have somebody available to do that.
Yeah.
but again,
Unless there was a specific complaint to be made.
if
for
there was a
police
complaint in the
department.
morning, you could actually go back and look at the tape. But
Right.
if you had something overnight, you're not gonna be able to sit there and look. But again, if we go in
No,
there
but
this
you can go the
morning
next morning
and
and
there's
check.
trash in the lot, you could go back and look at it. If
If
somebody's
you-
window is broken, you could go back
If
and
you're
look at
just
the camera.
looking for something specific,
Right.
not, we wouldn't have
Yeah,
somebody
we
sit
wouldn't
down
have,
every
no, we
day.
wouldn't, well, my suggestion
watch
is
tape.
cameras, it's
Right,
just like a
tape.
camera I have at
okay.
the restaurant.
Right.
Security
Oh, okay.
camera.
Tape.
Someone comes in late at night,
Oh, I
you'll
get
see
it,
it.
okay.
So it's not gonna be someone who's there 24/7.
And again, you might be able to get motion activated, so if something happens in the lot at night, it kicks on.
Well, that's
They
gonna
can
be,
do that?
the rats alone will take care of that
The-
problem,
the
so they'll be on all the
DPW
time.
The DPW has a camera down at the trash
Yeah,
out
we've
the
made
back.
some money with
Because
that.
they had a lot of people dumping,
Right.
illegal dumping,
Major
and that's
fines,
worked,
and it's
that's
worth it.
worked,
So
right.
that's work.
High Rock
So-
has one
something
because
like
they were
that.
getting graffiti constantly.
So that's something we should start looking at.
They
You
caught
want me to
somebody.
contact, I
Excellent.
think Wayne
On
Alon,
High
I think this, we'd have to look for a few
Right.
companies.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd have to put it out to bid, but we can have somebody come down and give us some
Let's look
advice.
at, we have to
Yeah,
put it
like
out to bid if we do, I mean,
That's not too
I think
smart.
Johnson
Who's the
Street,
brightest?
Buffalo Street, Andrew Street, and I
They
think
never
people
are.
now are coming to downtown and they see those cameras,
Well, I think there's a
You feel
safety
safe?
factor with cameras.
there is a safety factor.
And I
It's
think
also
actually,
accidents, it's trash deterrent.
Yeah.
We catch them red-handed now, you said, one thing you haven't caught the church, or the, not the church, the violators, you haven't caught them, I'm religious. You haven't caught them
I was a
red-handed,
parish council.
correct? You haven't caught them red-handed.
Have not caught, and that's the biggest problem, you have to catch them doing it.
Because we don't know if it's the church or the.
We don't know
broken
who it
house. We
is.
don't know who it is. It turns up there, it's a bag of food
Okay,
once
So-
a week.
But
Jay.
Diana Chakutis, the ward council, has grabbed me before on the camera, she said, why don't you people put cameras, she's the people who feel safe.
so
And
you're
I'm like,
saying that,
Diana, that's, I think she'd love to see it too, as the councilor.
we can ask her opinion on that, too.
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, I don't have any issues with the camera, but
Everybody wants to look at it.
it's almost as if we jumped from trash in the lots to cameras to try to catch somebody who's putting the trash in the lots. And they're two valid issues, but cameras isn't gonna solve the problem.
It is in this case.
It may, if it's the same
I
person.
don't,
Oh,
I don't
it's
personally,
weekly.
Violation.
It's,
personally, I don't believe it will. I think what it will do is it will catch a violator, as you said.
If it's a repeat
Okay.
offender.
But
A major
a
violation.
lot of the trash that's in the lot isn't being caused by, let me refer as an intentional violator. And there's gotta be some ability to make sure, irrespective of who the violator is, if you wanna use that term, that the lots are being cleaned. And it sounds like there's no problem during the summer when this program is in effect. But what's gonna happen when that program ends?
I think we should look at it, because if Lynn Hand is willing to extend something, we should go with
When I
that.
took a tour this summer, Jamie and Bob and I, the program was in place. And they were there the night before, and they were still dirty in the morning before they got there. So there's two-headed monster. You need a program in place.
Yeah, I'm not
And
saying
the
you should
cameras
do
just-
one over
We
the
saw
other.
it clean, and
In
then
the case of
Right.
dirty
Andrew
again.
Street, if you catch the violator, and you catch him doing it, then you solve your problem.
Jay, it's amazing, if you're not actually there, that lot is spotless, we were all
And this is
there. They
recommendations
go back
by
the
the
next
police.
morning,
Is this a recommendation by the police department, that you have to catch them red-handed, is that what, is
you
that?
have to catch, you can't accuse somebody of doing something unless you catch them.
That's some, that's
It's almost
something.
miraculous, Jay, though, we look at it, it's clean, we go back 5 hours later,
We talk
it's
about,
like,
you
what
know, we're
happened?
talking about spending money on, paving and lining and stuff like that, but if you poll people, the most important thing is security.
Security, lining.
The car gets broken into once, I'm telling you, that's your number one priority. You get violated, like that, getting things, it's happened to me, and for me, it's like, when I leave my car, I don't really know, I don't really look at to see if it's on the right line, but I definitely want my car there when I get back. So I think cameras is something, you know, one way we should get into.
I think people would like to see, especially if you're starting to do some things with the lots, I think the residents, the business people, I think everybody would like to see cameras.
And,
It gives you the element of safety.
and on weekends and nights of shows, I think the people from visiting Lynn will appreciate that, we take that measure also, so.
Yeah, I'm not speaking against cameras.
No, I'm not, no, but I think that's why we haven't, I think we haven't got into this discussion, I mean, we kind of like jogged around it, but I think it's something, you know, we have all these shows, people are coming to Lynn, and I think, you know, once they see the safety factors and the precautions that we taken, I think they'll feel more, you know, welcome to come back again.
It'd be great for after the shows, when people have to walk down to those lots also.
We're not saying it's, you know, crime is gonna decrease, but I think it'll, you know, it will get better to
Yeah.
deter. All right,
In
next item.
regards to the relining and the resurfacing,
It's enough
Jay
of
has
camera
been,
talk, sorry, Jamie.
Jay's been working on that. As far as the fence goes, they were supposed to have the price today, they don't. Steel Co should have the price tomorrow or Thursday at the latest.
Just on Johnson Street?
This is on Johnson. The fence is knocked down for the first 40 feet. I've had them give me a quote to replace the fence, the whole fence with a solid fence. I had another quote given,
Solid, I'm sorry.
no gate, no nothing, just a solid fence.
All right, I thought
I
you
had
were
a-
solid, you can't see through it.
I had
So-
another,
That will catch trash just as.
I know, you're right.
I had another quote given with a gate, in case we wanted to lock it and open it, because the fence has had Jay, Mary can tell you the amount of times that fence has been cut. We have the fence guy go in, they cut it because it's a cut through.
So,
The third quote I had was just to fix the damaged area. So one with fixing the damaged area, one with a gate, and one with just a whole fence. So I'll have the three prices, I can get the tar so we can circulate it.
Is this the,
Yeah.
back by the Salvation
Back against the
Army?
Salvation
Yes.
Army.
Why not just leave it open? Every time you close it, you spend the money
Put
to
a
close
gate.
it in, people walk through
It should,
and
it should
cut it.
be,
to your point, if I can make another suggestion, is just keep a pathway open for
That's
pedestrians.
what I mean. That's
Just
what I'm
keep it
I
talking
don't put a
about.
gate, just keep it
Just for
back.
pedestrians,
You keep, we're
Yeah.
giving you fence, but if it's repeatedly, over and over again,
for years.
let's get that camera
You
there
even
too.
remember.
For
Ray,
years it's
call you.
been
Is there any reason that
It's
they
just a walk.
should
It's a
not
big-
be
it's a
cutting
big-
through?
No, but it's a big,
I'm not being funny, I mean, if we
No,
were
it's
to
private
have, you know, if
property.
you're trying to keep them.
There was a
it's
gate,
private property, you really can't.
Yeah, but that's up to them.
Right,
But
but
it
the people don't care.
Well, it's
They do it.
the
it
Salvation
saves you
Army,
about
yes.
6,
No,
7 minutes of
But it's-
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
does
they-
save you about
if
7
they-
there
minutes.
was a
you live-
gate there
Jamie does it all
always.
the time.
I know, I have to climb it though.
Right. If you live on
They keep
Wilfred
fixing it.
Street over here, whatever street
Carter
it
Hill
is,
stuck
and you
in.
wanna go over to the
The camera
library,
will see
you're not
me.
gonna walk all the way down around City Hall and go over, you cut right through the parking lot and.
Right.
There was a gate
Salvation
there,
Army.
and
Right, through the
somebody
Salvation
complained.
Army, so,
Neighbors take the kids to school and they cut through.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh, I saw,
so it's,
Today I
but through
saw
the
at least
Salvation Army, not through private people's backyards.
No,
Because if that was my backyard, I
oh
would
no,
not be
it's through,
happy.
No,
no,
it's
no,
through
no,
our
no,
lot
it's
through the
through
Salvation
Salvation
Army.
there's
The
no
Salvation-
residence there.
our
Right,
parking
so-
lot into the Salvation Army.
Right.
But there always was a gate, and then somebody didn't like it, and wanted it blocked off. And they came to the city and said, we want that blocked off because we think that's a cut through for people, we're afraid they're gonna.
Well, we probably wouldn't wanna encourage people to park in there and then go out to somewhere else, right?
They've never done that.
They,
No,
No.
this is just a cut through
Even
for the
when the
neighborhood.
gate was there, they opened it, they never did it.
it's just a walkthrough for people.
So just a
Yeah.
straight opening, no gate, that's gonna be cheaper.
yeah, not even,
And-
just,
and
I mean,
put
I
a
would
gate
do it,
that's
I would
gonna
do,
keep
they have
coming
like a pole and 2 openings like
Yep.
that, so
Right,
that way,
Yeah.
you know, you're not.
Alright, perfect.
yeah, I think.
Alright, so let's look at that, I mean, cause if there's an opening all the time, we're only gonna have one opening, we're not gonna have an open, we're not gonna make it super convenient for everybody.
No.
Like certain, maybe we'll put a,
You can put
Yeah.
a sign, travel at your own risk.
maybe have a turnstile, so we
There
can
you
count
go.
how many people we'll
There
charge
you
them.
go.
Okay,
She's right though, they do.
All
Jay,
cut
do
through
you
there,
wanna
bring their
talk-
kids to school and.
Do you wanna talk on the relining and stuff and the resurfacing?
Bob asked me to look into the relining and I wanna make sure that we're absolutely all on the same page with this word resurfacing. We shouldn't be using it, because it can imply repaving, or it can imply seal coating. And I thought
Let's see, okay.
we were talking about seal coating and not repaving of the lots. So, the order in which the work would have to be done, obviously, is you have to seal coat first and then reline. Because if you relined and then you want to seal coat it,
mhm.
You'd be covering all.
Right.
you're defeating the whole purpose of
Right.
doing it. The problem with the seal coating is that you're gonna have to go up to bid. Unless we're somehow able to find somebody on a state contract which so far been unable to do.
The company that was on last year isn't on now.
Okay,
The,
Oh, really?
The seal coating would have to go out to bid. You're probably talking about, for those two lots that we talked about.
Andrew and Buffalo.
Andrew and Buffalo, no other lots. Probably somewhere in a ballpark of maybe a total of $15,000 between the two. That would be the seal coat. The relining is another issue. First of all, it's less expensive to reline than it is to seal coat. And secondly, because it is less expensive, the relining doesn't have to go out to bid. So that's much easier to accomplish once the seal coating is done. So figure together, ballpark, you're probably, this is an estimate, you're probably talking about $18,000
We showed them the quotes last meeting
to
too.
do both seal coating and relining.
So 17, between 17 and 18,000?
Yeah.
We did show them the quotes the last time we had them here, just so you knowledge.
What are you estimating time?
Well, it has to go out to bid, so the bid has to be written. It has to go out, you have to give them so many days to respond to it, so you probably, I don't, today's May. Maybe sometime in June. And that's assuming that the company that's selected is readily available.
I have a question, this account that this money comes out of,
Yes.
is this a revolving account? Or is it an annual account?
No, it's not. It's just an account from a sale of a lot.
So it's got about
But it's an ongoing account, it doesn't expire.
No,
No, it doesn't.
No,
All
it's
right,
not.
that's what I'm asking.
It's
You don't
under
have a
So you're not in a hurry to get a bid out
No,
by
no,
June
no.
30th?
No.
Yeah,
No, it's under the purview of this committee.
oh, okay.
It never goes
It's not
away.
the general fund, it's not,
It's
But at the
private.
pace we're going, Bernice, we're gonna be depleting it soon. When it comes with automation and stuff
Really?
like that, and then we're gonna have to, we plan on going to the city council, you know, and asking them to keep some of our revenues, to maintain these lots, and
Absolutely,
to
I
keep them
agree
at
with
a
that.
higher standard than what they are right now. So that's pretty much our main goal.
That's a good idea.
Alright, if you wanna go into the automation, we have some
So
slight
go back to
problems.
those, so did you write the bids for these yet? Have these bids been written yet?
no.
No, because he wanted to clarify that it was resurfacing.
Okay,
Resurfacing our seal coating.
so the only fence repair we have is on
Right.
Johnson
He
Street?
wa- That word.
Yeah, as of right now, I don't know if anything else has happened, but right now, that's
There
the only
wasn't-
problem. There's nothing else I've seen in any of the other lots, cause I rode around the day of it in case there was something, I saw nothing else.
Okay, so let's say hopefully by June, something we get, start working on it. Is there, historically, is there a day in the summer that's really slow, or a time that we can work?
July is the deadest.
It is? So maybe we should extend it to July, a month, like to really, just for like less impact.
To do the resurfacing
Yeah,
and relining.
I mean, that's gonna lay heavily on you guys.
Yeah,
Decide
I
when to
mean,
start.
obviously, we're gonna have to rely
We've done it
on-
sometimes on a Sunday too, so.
I mean, if you want this to happen as quickly as possible, I would suggest that you just, given what we know today, and given that the estimate's gonna be, give or take, you know, $1,000 somewhere in that ballpark of what I quoted. that
Around
you-
20,000.
You approve to us to go ahead with this, so that there isn't any hangup.
Jake,
If,
I got a crazy question. Andrew Street is under the amount. Could we actually do Andrew
No.
Street and put the other one out to bid?
no.
I-
Why is that?
You don't want it,
It's a question.
well, I would say, I'm not one to answer that, but I would suggest that you ask the purchasing agent.
Okay. No, I was just wondering, that way we could get
That-
one.
It would
that's
hurt
like-
me that doing one at a
because you're
time
gonna
is
be
gonna
seeing-
cost you more anyway.
Yeah.
You're gonna be seen as trying to go around the bidding laws,
Okay.
okay?
I have a
Bernice has one.
question. Well, you said the state contract for this was gone. What does the city of Lynn do now? Don't they have someone? They must have a state contract.
Chuck was, I believe, checking into that.
Community development has a contract for
A state contract?
Resurfacing, no,
Oh.
they're separate things. State contracts are people who get on the state list
I know
or
that.
approved vendors.
I know that, yeah,
Community development
yeah.
went out to bid
Oh, and got a contract.
and wrote a contract.
Oh,
That's different
okay.
than a state contract.
I know aggregate used to have the state contract.
Right,
in the
it's
city,
like-
so that's why I was asking what happened, who's doing the streets now? If-
No, some things are on bidded contracts, and other things are done through or via the state contract.
So, I'm gonna cut to the chase here
Yeah.
and make a motion to seal coat and
We already
reline.
have that motion.
But now, as soon as it can be done, and give them the go-ahead to just do it. I don't think we need to hold off until such and such a time. I know it's gonna be a pain, but you know what? It's gonna be a pain,
Let's just
either
do it.
way. And I think that it just needs to get done.
And we
if
might be able
keep
to do it on
pushing
Sunday.
things off for a better time, you know, if they can do it on a Sunday,
Or a
fabulous.
Saturday where it's a slower day.
Or you know what? A Monday even. Everything downtown other than some of the businesses are closed on Mondays. So it could set up on a Monday night and not be such a horrible thing. So I don't think that we need to get into when it should be done. I think it needs to be done. That's my
And
opinion,
the
that's my
semantics of how it's
motion.
done, we
and-
could deal with in our office.
Commissioner Kelly, to your point, I don't think we need to make a motion, because since we approved it at the last meeting, we never approved the time, but we can make a recommendation when that time should be. So all the it's been approved, everything's been approved to go out to bid, correct?
Well, it wasn't. We said resurfacing, which is.
Well, but you know
No,
what you're
but
saying.
we,
We just changed the
so
term.
I want to clarify that
Okay.
motion and say that what we're talking about is seal coating and relining.
Yeah.
And I will add to that I think it should just be done when it can be done, when the bids are out and it's been chosen, just do it.
I will second that.
What?
I'll second that.
Oh.
All right, discussion? All in favor?
I,
Any opposition? Motion moved.